Welcome to the Black Voice with Jay Clark. This will be a call-in show featuring you. Links will be provided on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for you to call in and send in questions, comments, and thoughts about current events with our people and, of course, about the show. After the unfortunate events that led to the death of George Floyd, there is nothing more important than community and togetherness. We're going to bridge the gap between young and old. Together, we will figure out a way to move forward after this tragedy. Love one another and tell one brother and one sister about the Black Voice with Jay Clark. We're going to do it the right way. Together, we rise. Welcome back to the Black Voice with Jay Clark. Thank you to all the returning listeners. Thank you to the first-time listeners. We appreciate you joining us on this journey. This week, we have a special show for you guys, a very special interview with a good friend of mine, Miss Angel Myrik. This week, we just talked a little bit about being a young Black adult, putting our efforts out there, putting our voices out there in different ways that we can impact the community. This one's really for the youth. We wanted to offer some encouraging words to the young, motivated, and restless out there. She is a true grinder, and I really look forward to sharing our conversation. Also, in other news and social justice, you've seen companies and colleges and everyone come to the forefront of this Black Lives Matter movement. I want everyone to keep perspective. Listen to what they're saying 6 months from now and be mindful of what they were saying 6 months ago. Things have not changed. Black lives are hot, and everybody wants a piece of it once again. So be mindful of the foolery that's out there right now, people. Be mindful of the false words being spread. Be mindful of the companies looking for a money grab. We know who's for us, and we're going to stand by them. Also, guys, be sure to follow and subscribe on Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, @BlackVoiceJ. Make sure you subscribe on Spotify so you know when we have new episodes releasing. Voice box reminder for you guys to get those in by midnight on Friday every week. We'll have Be Heard, the call-in show, every Monday, so make sure those submissions are in by midnight on Friday to be featured on Monday's show. We truly look forward to hearing from you guys. This is the Black Voice with Jay Clark. Next up, we'll have our interview with Angel. Stay tuned. Together we rise. Welcome, guys, back to the Black Voice. Today, I am joined by a longtime friend, Angel Myrik. Miss Angel, welcome.
Thank you.
Angel was involved in student government with Western Illinois. Definitely a powerful young lady in her school and her community. She's a woman activist, Black activist, and what I would consider a young Black leader in our community. So I definitely thank her for joining me today. We talked a little bit last night. Some things went down with her family's business. I would like for her to share kind of what went down and how that impacted them and with the looting and everything.
Yes, my boyfriend's mother owns a beauty shop here in Chicago on 95th Street. And, everyone's kind of doing their thing, the looting and, protesting in their own ways. And it kind of reached home for us. We're all kind of minding our own business, going about our day. And then they two young girls break into the place. And, luckily they got them out, told them, hey, get out. But people were kind of persistent on coming back. So we kind of had to go outside and just ensure that everyone was safe and ensure that they knew that this was a Black-owned business, that, this is something that we should be supporting, not tearing down. So we were there literally from 2 p.m. until almost 1 a.m. trying to board up the place and find extra wood pieces and all the boarding companies in Chicago were busy. A lot of them wouldn't come out because of the curfew. It was kind of chaotic. Literally right across the street, there's a liquor store that kind of got busted open, and oh my goodness, it was frantic over there. I mean, women with kids. I mean, it was just really crazy. So, yeah, we were trying to do that while also trying to help local businesses around us kind of clear out their places and ensure their safety as well.
Word. And where was that at? I know some areas were pretty rough in the city. What part of that city was that?
South Side, right on 95th Street, right next to the Red Line. Yeah.
I know like 79th and Cottage Grove got hit pretty bad. 87 got hit pretty bad. Areas near Hyde Park, it was definitely rough out there. Looters gonna loot, and it wasn't just black people looting. I definitely want to make that clear.
Very clear.
A lot of the videos that I saw, initiation was by non-blacks. We're the type of people who are going to join in on a movement, but as far as destruction, initiating it, I didn't see too many blacks initiating stuff like that. Do you think it's any less bad to be looting non-black businesses versus black businesses, or do you feel wholly about the entire situation one way or the other way? Do you think it's different with black businesses, with non-black businesses?
It's a good question. I mean, I'm all for protesting. I'm all for letting everyone's voices be heard. I'm all for speaking out against injustices, and I think those things need to happen on the daily. Black, white, wherever, anytime of day, that's how we should do it. But as far as, there being differences between black and non-black businesses, somewhat of a yes. Only because black people have a hard time getting business loans. Right? It takes them a lot longer to get business loans. Sometimes more times often than not, they're denied for these loans. And then, being able to get insured and keep your businesses running. And then especially with nights like this, I'm wondering how all these black businesses are waking up this morning, whereas we know some of these non-black businesses may have more support, more financial equity that they can pull from. Whereas us, this was our last that we just put into this, for some of us anyway. And so I would say somewhat, yeah, there is a difference, only because it's a lot harder for us to get a business than these other places. I mean, Starbucks, they're a chain, they can get rebuilt, and I'm not saying that they should be destructed in any way, but, it's just, again, the way that people have to obtain these businesses and what the work that they have to go through, it's not equitable as it is. So definitely, we need to protect our black businesses even more.
That's most def. I 100% agree with that. And I think that's the question that everybody's asking today. Last night is what's next, after all of this, man, because a lot of cities got rummaged, a lot of malls got rummaged, a lot of things got tore up, but where are we going to go from here next? And to shift gears, being a person involved in education on certain boards and colleges and whatnot, I'm going to just propose this to you. And I don't know if Malcolm X create a whole new system, but do you think we have the means and the minds to, per se, build our own education system, like separate from what we learn in school? I think we need some sort of black education. You know what I'm saying? Not even having a grading system where we organize some way to pass down stories, traditions. There's no type of line, there's no type of ladder, there's no type of handoff going on right now in the black community. So with all that being said, do you think that we can organize as a people to build some sort of education system, some sort of pass down system that we can do separately from what we already have?
Absolutely. I mean, I think I'm a different individual because I'm so hopeful in that fact. I think there's no reason why we can't.
I like that.
Think, yeah, like even yesterday, I woke up like, oh, we can still get to business. We can still pull each other together. So I feel hopeful. I think we definitely can build our own. I just think it's a matter of reaching out to black leaders. And I was even talking to my father. He's told me about, it's like growing up as a black man since I could walk, literally. Just him passing down stories, just him telling me like it is and being raw with me. And again, like you said, there needs to be some type of passing of baton in our knowledge, in our historical context. And I think that's highly important. Again, like you said, in normal academic settings, we're kind of in the background. We don't get to see our black leaders, authors, teachers, professors, activists, other than besides the civil rights portion that they give us one time a year. We don't get to learn about W.E. Du Bois. We don't get to learn about Ida B. Wells. We learn about the Rosa Parks, the Coretta Scott Kings, the Martin Luther Kings, of course, who are all integral to our, civil rights, our Black history. But there's many more movers and shakers that we need to learn about. Like they called Ida B. Wells a bull in a china shop because that's what she was. She literally was shaking up the world with, the books on lynching. She was the first person to put these out there. No one knew about that. They were angry at her because of those things. And lots of students don't know about her today. And we need to be able to teach our young girls, hey, you can be a mover, you can be a leader, you can go against the grain. And yes, there may be consequences, but yes, you're fighting for something more. And in terms of building our own schools, yes, I've been kind of talking with different African American studies teachers on what is important to teach our kids. What's something that we think that they need to know so that we don't have to keep repeating historical um, experiences with ourselves. I think that that's a very, like I said, I'm hopeful. I think that's something we can definitely develop as long as we pull each other together. We know about redlining. Redlining is, when they keep all the communities out. They kind of section off the communities and the resources to different people in the communities. That's how the schools happen too. Black students, even in the town we grew up in, people who were trying to go to BB, but the red line is what messed it up. And so they weren't access to what some would call a quality education. So absolutely, it's important that we build our own from us, by us. A long-winded answer.
No doubt. But that's the truth. And what's crazy is I think it's going to be spearheaded by Black women. People go unnoticed. Sojourner Truth, Anna Cooper, Ida B. Wells, Rosa Parks even gets forgotten about from time to time. But Black women are going to spearhead a movement of education. You know what I mean? So definitely much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Even after the shock from last night, it was a Black woman that hit me up this morning doing her business thing, and that just ignited me to get back to work. So
even yourself, like just putting together this podcast, I think our Black men are coming together too. We're realizing that we can have each other's back. We all do have a similar story, and we're able to uplift each other and tell each other, hey, stay encouraged. So you all are doing your part as well, if I can say so.
Appreciate it. And then to speak to all young people, us being on here, we'll be 25, 24 in age. There's a lot of people that look like us that are our age that didn't get the same opportunities that we got, didn't get to go to school and experience so many different people and network with so many different people and just develop, thousands, maybe even millions of different perspectives just from the people that we interact with. Can you say anything to those people out there who are hurting? Because if anyone is rioting and looting and etc., it may be the people who don't know how to compartmentalize, the hurt, the pain that they feel from 400 years of struggle. They may not know how to positively, put it out that they're feeling pain, that they're feeling hurt. So, what would you say to those people who don't necessarily know how to display that in a positive way?
Absolutely. I would say stay encouraged, stay uplifted, stay hopeful, and keep faith. It's just so easy for us as Black young leaders, young Black people to get discouraged because we feel like we trickle down in the system, right? We don't think that the solutions are made for us or that the goodness is made for us or that it will even be affected by us. They don't care about us in the hood. They could care less, but you all are what makes up, the future leaders. We're the movers and shakers. We are the ones who have the capabilities to stop these businesses if we stop the Black dollar. You all are the power that lies in these streets, in these communities. And I would nothing more than say, hey, never let a no keep you away from fulfilling what you need to do. Never let a no or a closed door stop you from fighting for injustices. Don't let it happen. Only because we're oftentimes told no anyway. Black people live adverse lives and we're told no before we even get started. I'd recommend is turn those no's into yeses, right? And if not, just if that door does close, just open another. Don't get discouraged. Just rely on your Black leaders. Like we were talking about earlier, ask questions, ask your older Black men and women what it's like for them just to learn. Experiential capital is very important to me. Experiences are very important in order to shape the way we view our lives. Like you said, perspectives is kind of you know, what is shaping how our young adults are thinking, because we don't think the political system has anything to do with us. That's why we said a lot of us don't vote, because we're like, it doesn't matter. And my voice doesn't matter, but it does. So if I could say anything to you all, your voice does matter. Rely on your peers. I mean, even just in myself, just reach out to us and we'll gladly help point you in the right direction if needed. And we're also open to taking tips from you all too, because again, like I said, you all are the future. So just stay encouraged.
Well, to echo that, I definitely learned from some of my homies in the streets. So I keep it real, man. But it's much love, man, that for my young people, no matter where you are in life, no matter where, what job you work in, what neighborhood you live in, what college you did or didn't go to, it's all love, man. We all on the same team, and no matter where we are, we have a chance, an opportunity to make an impact for those around us. And, I hope you realize that and take that in stride for your community and for your family's sake. But Angel, I definitely appreciate you joining me today. I hope that people enjoy what you had to say in our conversation. We look forward to continuing to build for our community and spreading positivity and love. This is The Black Voice with Jay Clark, featuring Miss Angel Myrik. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in to The Black Voice with Jay Clark. Remember, this show is about us, and ain't no us without you. To be featured on the show, go follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at BlackVoiceJ, and submit your thoughts and opinions at anchor.fm/BlackVoiceJ. We love to hear from you. There is power in numbers, there is power in communication, and together we shall surely rise. This is The Black Voice with Jay Clark. Peace.
Yes, I do really love you.